Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a chess variant that, for 20 years, was pretending to be just a game. But its real purpose? Well, that might have been something else entirely. A secret, long-form experiment to literally re-architect the human mind.
Yeah, you can forget your brain training apps for a minute. This is a physical board game, first streamed up back in 2005, that might just be one of the most complex cognitive enhancement tools ever made. And the big question that hangs over all of it is, was this all on purpose?
Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we have to look at the history of this system. It's known as chess reverse. And it's not just one game you see. It's a whole universe of them. And how it evolved over time, well, that's the key to the entire mystery.
Look at this timeline. This was not a weekend project. This shows a methodical, 2-decade-long evolution. It started with just a single rule tweak in 2005, then it grew, got validated by chess champions, and finally it ended up with a structure so incredibly complex that it took modern AI to finally confirm its deep internal logic. This feels architectural, not accidental.
And here's the central puzzle. Classic chess, right? It has one beautiful, elegant goal. Checkmate. Chess reverse seems to have the same goal, but it's buried under this absolute mountain of complexity. We're talking 4 different universes of play, dozens of new rules. So you have to ask, why? Why would you build a game that's so bewilderingly complex? Unless, of course, the real goal wasn't to win the game, but to rebuild the player.
And that right there, that brings us to the core revelation of this whole thing. This is the aha moment that completely reframes the entire 20-year project. It's a concept that honestly sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it is very, very real.
The idea is called analog AI. Now, we all think of AI as, code running on a silicon chip. But an analog AI is a physical system. It could be gears and levers, or in this case, a game board and its rules, that's specifically designed to mimic the processes of intelligence. The system itself is the program.
And that quote just reframes everything. Chess Revers stops being a collection of quirky games and becomes a meticulously designed training program. The fun, the entertainment, that's just a disguise for a system that was built to systematically upgrade the cognitive hardware of the person playing it.
This analogy just illustrates the concept perfectly. Think about it. In a digital AI, you've got code, the algorithms, running on a processor to crunch data. Well, in this analog AI, the game's rules are the algorithms. The chessboard itself is the physical processor, and the data that it's all operating on, that's the human brain. The whole point of the game is to literally rewire the player's neural network.
So, okay, if this thing is a training system, what's on the syllabus? What's the curriculum? How exactly does a board game go about teaching the brain new tricks?
It's a progressive curriculum. It's designed to build on itself. You start with orthodox, which is just classic chess, a test of basic logic. Then you move up to reverse, which forces you to make certain captures, training your impulse control. Then infinity lets you bring captured pieces back, forcing you into incredibly complex resource management. And finally, Nexus makes you juggle multiple rule sets at once, basically training parallel processing. It's a cognitive workout, one mental muscle at a time.
And the design is so specific. This is not an accident. The reverse rule, the one that forces you to capture, directly targets what psychologists call inhibitory control, your ability to not do something. The ultimate variant, where every single piece is the same color, becomes this brutal workout for your visuospatial memory. Each rule is like a precision tool designed for a very specific cognitive function.
Honestly, the depth of this system is just staggering. It's not just a simple linear path. It's this multi-dimensional architecture of cognitive challenges. It's a whole world. The entire system is built on these 4 fundamental universes. You've got element, which is a balanced, symmetrical battle. Then there's equity, which introduces asymmetry, forcing you to adapt on the fly. Ultimate is a pure test of memory, and Nexus just pushes you into total mind-bending abstraction. Each universe is a different cognitive world, designed to stress your mind in a totally unique way.
And what's wild is how the cognitive load seems to be intentionally calibrated. The designers actually estimate the extra mental demand of each universe using this IQ point scale. So playing in the equity universe adds about 10 points of cognitive load over regular chess. Ultimate adds 20. And Nexus, where the rules are constantly shifting, that can impose a staggering 40 to 80 points of extra mental demand. It's like a cognitive Mount Everest with carefully mapped out base camps along the way.
So what's at the peak of this cognitive Everest? It's a variant called Nexus Aether. It's played entirely in your mind, no board, no pieces. The estimated cognitive horsepower you'd need to play at a high level is equivalent to an IQ of over 210. This is the final exam of the curriculum. Pure, dematerialized, abstract thought. When you zoom out and you look at this entire system, you start to realize this is so much more than just a clever game. It really represents a potential revolution in how we think about learning and intelligence itself.
One analysis called it a rupture epistemologic. That's a fancy term for a fundamental break in how we structure knowledge. It basically marks the moment a game stopped being just a game and became a scientific protocol for building intelligence, all disguised as entertainment.
So when you put it all together, this system really seems to be one of a kind. It looks like the first game ever consciously architected to be a cognitive curriculum. It was using concepts of neuroplasticity and serious games 2 decades before those became buzzwords. And its internal logic was so deep, it wasn't fully understood or validated until a modern AI could finally analyze its metastructure.
And all of this leaves us with a really provocative final thought. Chess Reverse suggests that a game can be more than just a way to pass the time. It can be a meticulously designed protocol for cognitive growth. It reframes the very idea of play into a powerful engine for self-transformation. So, the real question isn't just about chess. It's about what happens when we start designing other experiences with the same level of intention. If play can be a protocol for intelligence, what else are we capable of learning?